not remember, a little while ago, Miss Whiteman had a boo-boo on her leg. She tried to put it behind her head and her big toe in her ear, and it didn't work real well. So she broke her leg. And she was in a wheelchair. Do you guys remember her doing her form at that testing? She did her whole form from the wheelchair. So Miss Whiteman had to write a paper in school, and she wrote the paper on perseverance. And Mr. Nick had her read it in class, just like we had Miss O'Malley read hers in class. And I had not heard it, but last night, Mr. Nick, where are you going? Oh, Mr. Nick. So Mr. Nick came and called me and he said, "Oh my goodness, Mom, you have to listen," because he calls me Mom when we're not in uniform. He said, "You have to listen to Miss Whiteman's speech." So last night when I went down to Bridgeport, I asked Miss Whiteman if she would mind giving her speech talking about perseverance to the group down in Bridgeport. So it was so cool. I thought you guys might want to hear Miss Whiteman's speech. What do you think? Yeah?
Have you overcome something that seemed impossible? Nothing is impossible but the impossible. Well, you may be surprised, but I did overcome the impossible. In the months of January and February of 2012, I overcame many things that someone my age probably could not endure. I overcame a broken femur. I had to relearn my Taekwondo form in a wheelchair for a belt testing. I found out I had to help my mother beat breast cancer for the 3rd time, and my pappy died during a surgery that was supposed to save his life. Imagine how hard any one of these things would be for an adult. Now imagine how hard it would be for a 9-year-old. Then for all this to happen in a 2-month time period. Have you ever broken a body part, an arm, a leg, maybe even a rib? Well, I'm here to tell you that it was not easy. Last year in Miss Fowler's 4th grade class, I came back from Martin Luther King weekend with a broken femur and a cast from the bottom of my hip to the tips of my toes. For the first day, I was on crutches, and I had a really bad day. My armpits hurt from the crutches rubbing on them, and snow from someone's shoe had melted into a puddle, causing my crutches to slip out from under me, throwing me up in the air and straight down to the hard cafeteria floor. Because I was not allowed to fall, which could cause more problems for my broken leg, my mom had me fitted for a wheelchair, and I was much happier with my Hot Wheels. I was safer and allowed back on the mats at ATA, in a wheelchair, but not on crutches. I've been in Taekwondo for 2 years. I had been training very hard for my next testing, which was only 2 weeks away. How do you relearn everything you do on your feet to sitting in a wheelchair? I did it with perseverance. Every testing period in ATA, you learn a new life skill. This testing was about perseverance. I passed the test and received a standing ovation from my classmates and their parents. I also received my belt. Next, I found out I had to help my mom beat breast cancer. This was not the first time, but the 3rd. I was about to explode, but I knew that I needed to do anything I could to help her get better. This time was a little different because she only had 2 tiny spots. Last time she had 3 big areas. But whether it's 2 or 3, big or small, you still have to go through the irritating side effects of chemotherapy. None of them are fun, except they kill the cancer cells and save your life. Even with a broken leg, I still help my mom with the laundry, cooking, cleaning, and other household chores. I also did things to make her feel better, like rubbing her feet and getting the heating pad. I was very sad for her, but I knew with our help she could get through it. The best day ever was February 6, 2013. That was the day she got her PET scan results back, and she was all clear. She had no more chemo. Let's pray that it stays away for good. February 10, 2012, my pappy died. He had to have surgery because he had an aneurysm. He already had 1 surgery where they put in a graft and fixed his heart. But 5 years later, it became infected and they had to fix it again. The doctors had operated for 13 hours and did everything they could. He died at about 11 o'clock p.m. On the bright side, I did get a chance to see my family that never comes in because they live so far away. If you ever break a bone, help your mom get through a life-threatening illness, or lose someone you love, I'm sure you can overcome it. To have all these things happen in such a short time period would be really hard for an adult. Imagine being 9 and trying to make all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. And sometimes they just don't. I overcame this better than most people because I realized that some puzzles were missing pieces. One day you might find the missing piece, and sometimes you just never find them. But with all the friends I have and all the friends that I will make, we will get through everything together. So when things seem impossible to overcome, remember that sometimes a really